Welcome the Locusts. A flying jaguar is being dry for weeks on the prairie. The corn is turning brown. In its rain, a cloud appears in the distance. At first, the farmers are hopeful, but they soon realize the sun is very wrong. The sky turns brown. Then there is a sound like hail falling on the roof. Falling. In insects, millions of them landing on every surface. They chew away the corn, the grass, the trees, and the gardens. They even eat the clothes hanging on the line. Millions of jaws make a sound like a grass fire. Then, just as suddenly, the cloud rises and disappears. The farmers have lost everything. They have just lived through a plague of locusts. Locusts throughout history. All through history, people feared swarms of locusts. Millions of these large, colorful grasshoppers seemed to appear out of nowhere. They ate every plant in sight. They ate farmers' crops. They ate grass, leaving other animals with no food. If the swarm was large enough, it could cause famine. Many ancient and religious texts talk about plagues of locusts. Those swarms were often seen as a warning of or punishment. As a warning or punishment. When pioneers in the United States came west in the 1800s, swarms of locusts destroyed their crops. In 1874, in locusts over the Great Plains, they ate over 5 million square kilometers, 2 million square miles of crops. The wool from large sheep and clothing off people's backs. They even got into kitchen cupboards and ate everything inside. So many got squashed on the roads and train rails that it became too slippery to travel. The locusts destroy millions of dollars worth of crops. Many families had to leave their new farms. A flying mystery. One of the scary things about locusts was that no one knew where they came from. During quiet years, there were no swarms or even a single locust. Then, suddenly, millions appeared without warning. Female locusts laid eggs in the soil, then the swarm moved on. The next year, everything was quiet again. No new locusts came from the eggs. Where did they go? When would they come back? Why? Early in the 20th century, scientists began to look into the mystery. A scientist named Boris Uvarov studied the desert locust, a very harmful species in the Middle East. His experiments changed everything we know about locusts. A strange change. Uvarov found that the desert locust eggs did not hatch into baby locusts. Instead, they became short-horned grasshoppers. They were smaller and duller in color than their locust parents. They also act quite differently. They did not form swarms that flew from place to place. Short-horned grasshoppers lived alone. They avoided other grasshoppers. Each grasshoppers stayed in the small area. They never caused much damage. So where did locusts come from? Varroa did more experiments. When he forced the short-horned grasshoppers to live close together, something shocking happened. If grasshoppers kept bumping into their neighbors, they changed color instead of avoiding each other. They joined a group. Together, the grasshoppers formed swarms. All at once, they took to the air. The harmless grasshoppers had become locusts. Changing to live. Varov showed that some animals can change depending on the conditions around them. The change helps them live. During a drought, the grasshoppers' food supply shrinks. The grasshoppers throw their food, all the grasshoppers in an area end up crowded together in one spot, such as a wetland. When things get too crowded, certain types of grasshoppers changing into locusts. Together, they fly off in earth in search of more food. They land in one place, eat everything, and they move on. Changing into locusts helps these grasshoppers get through the drought. Controlling locusts. Locusts can still hurt farmers today. Swarms are usually found in dry areas such as North Africa, the Middle East, and Australia. How overrosed discovery changed how people fight locusts. Before, people tried to stop swarms by spraying poison over a wide area. The poison harmed all other living things, including helpful insects such as bees. Other farmers burned their crops. The fires destroyed those swarm, but also the crops. Sometimes the farmers' efforts were still not enough. Today, people keep a close eye on grasshoppers. They watch the weather and notice when a drought begins. Weather instruments can spot swarms while they are still small. Farmers can apply little bits of poison to small areas. The poison prevents large swarms from forming. It can save millions of dollars worth of crops. Locusts rarely cause famines anymore. The better we understand these insects, the better we can live with them.